Finding quotients using multiples. Step 1. In this video, you will find how to find quotients using multiples. In simple language, this means that you will find the answer to division problems using the hangman method of division. Now we of course know that our first step is to estimate when we're dividing a number. I've done this step for you to save you some time and save you some effort. You've made it this far, you've shown me that you know how to estimate, so we'll skip that part for right now, but when you do it in real life, you need to do it by yourself. The next thing we do is similar to the estimate part. I come over here and I look to myself and say, is 8 bigger than our first number of 2? One more time, is 8 bigger than 2? Since 8 is bigger than 2, I need to circle both numbers. Now something that's very nice is that if you did the right steps in the estimate, it should look exactly the same. I circled 2 numbers for estimating, and I circled my first 2 numbers for solving. Then, just like an estimate, I need to count multiples of 8. You have 2 options. You can either write out the multiples again, 8, 16, 24, or you can just use the multiples that you used already. Now it's very important that when you solve, meaning that you find the real exact answer, that you do not go over our number. We do not want to go over a number of 23. So I'm going to cross out 24 because I don't have 24 to give. I only have 23 to give. So then I ask myself, how many times did I have to count my 8? I had to count it 1, 2 times. Again, you can see, we already did this step in estimate, so you can use that information if you'd want to. Just remember, do not go over the number that we have under our hangman, or you will get the wrong answer. The step after this is actually one of the easiest parts of the whole problem. The same number that is next to the small dent, you write next to the box. And then you say 8 times some number will get me really close to, but not over, my circled number. We know that number is 2. You can use the bottom numbers of your count bys to figure that out. Lastly, we do the math problem. 8 times 2 equals 16. When you have this done, you're halfway there already. We're just going to keep doing this over and over again. Great job, and keep going. Okay, here's the second example. You can see here that I circled the first number because 7 is bigger than 6. This matches exactly what we did for our estimation. Then comes the really easy part. This number that's before all the hangman, next to the little dent, goes in between the straight line and the box. This number will never change. It will always, 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 always be the same. I then start my count bys. 6, 12 until I get bigger than the number that is circled. 12 is bigger than 6, so I just cross that out. And I think to myself, how many times did I have to count 6? Once. Now don't forget, since there's a number that is outside of our circled number, we need to add a 0 to both the numbers. making it 60 and 10. I then look at the bottom number. And this number will go in my box. So the bottom number is 10, so I write 6 times 10. And as you can see, 6 times 10 equals 60. We are not done. However, this is all we need to do. This is all we need to do for right now. This is the first step to getting you to where you need to be. Okay, so now for our last example, 37 divided by 5. Remember, I've already done the estimation part for you. Since we're focusing on our first step of finding quotients using multiples, I already did the estimation part for you. But in real life, you would need to do that yourself. I asked myself, is 3 bigger than 5? Since it is not, I needed to circle my first two numbers. In the hangman section of our division, I've done the same thing. I said, is 5 bigger than 3? 5 is not bigger than 3, so I will circle my first two numbers. Once again, look. Our work from our estimation matches the work that we have for actually solving. That's one easy, quick way to check and make sure that your work is right. Lastly, I do the really, really easy step. I look to the number that is in front of the dent, that very first number, 5, and then I write it in between the straight line of the hangman and the box. This number will never, ever, ever, ever change. Whatever the number is that is before the hangman will always, always, always go in between the hangman and the box. Now the last step we're going to do today is count by 5s until we get super close to 37, but we don't go over. This too matches what we did for estimating. So I count 5, 10, 15, 20, keep going, 25, 30, almost there, 35 is super close and not over, so I stop there. If I counted to 40, it would be too big. It would be bigger than what we have. We only have 37, so I need to stop at 35. I then count how many times I counted by 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this bottom number, 7, will go into the box. Then actually do the multiplication problem. 5 times 7 equals, just like we just found with our count bys, 35. When you have this done, you are halfway there. Nice job working hard. Keep practicing. Soon you will learn the rest of dividing using multiples, or as we like to call it, the hangman method.